How's it going, guys? Today I'll be covering a goalie test I've been doing for the past week or so, testing what's more important for a goalie in Hockey Ultimate Team, their size or their skills. So to do this, I basically took the tallest base gold goalie in the game, Ben Bishop, 6'7", 84 overall, which is actually kind of like below average for a rare gold goalie. You can get an 85 for quick sell, I think even some 86s for quick sell. And then I took the shortest legend goalie in the game, 90 overall, Van Beesbrook, who's 5'8", so very short, but obviously 90 overall. He's going to have a lot better stats. So to test this out, guys, pretty simply, I played 7 games with each goalie using the exact same group of players in front of them and seeing who performed better. The 7 games ranged between Div 7 and Div 6 games. I made sure to alternate between every game, so they both played the same amount of Div 7 and Div 6. And honestly, going into it, I thought Bishop would do better, but as you guys can see here, Van Beesbrook actually had slightly better stats, only slightly though. And you have to remember, he's 90 overall, so he's 6 overall higher than Bishop, and he costs, I think, 20 plus K. Bishop's quick sell, so you can get him for literally 750. So Van Beesbrook's more than 20 times the price, and as you can see there, the stats really aren't that much different. So 7 games played, they each went 5-2, and in that 5-2, they actually each had 1 overtime loss. So really, they're each 5-1-1. Van Beesbrook there, 3 goals against, 84.56 save percentage, and then Bishop, of course, 3.48 goals against with the 84.09 save percentage. So looking at the performance across the 7 games, the only real difference to me is that save percentage. I feel like the goals against is honestly a lot more on me than it is the goalie, because like let's say I'm playing against a much better player, he gets double the amount of shots and therefore double the amount of goals. The goals against is going to go up, but if the goalie's still making the same amount of saves, the save percentage will stay the same. So I think Bishop, for whatever reason, maybe I played slightly tougher opponents, and that's why his goals against is like a half a goal higher. But then you look at the save percentage, Van Beesbrook's only half a percentage higher, like 84.5 to 84.09, not even half a percentage, which is so minimal, especially when you look at the difference there. You look at actually all their stats here, you can see, so Van Beesbrook's like pretty much 90 everything. 82 poise really doesn't matter in HUT. 82 durability, I've never had a goalie get injured, so that's another stat that doesn't matter. All the stats that actually do matter. Endurance as well. I don't think endurance really matters for goalies. So the stats that matter, pretty much all 90. And then you compare that to Ben Bishop. Obviously so much taller, he's 6'7", but like he's got a lot lower stats there. As overall would suggest, all his stats are kind of around that mid-80 point. Some as low as 82 and then some as high as 88. So really Van Beesbrook should do better every single time, but that wasn't the case. Like both of them let in just garbage fluke goals. Both of them had miraculous saves, and then on average they kind of just played as you'd expect a HUT goalie to play. Like the slap shots from the point went in, the wrist shots from the slot, the cross creases, and then not as high scoring chances they were able to save. And then like I said, there would always be a random fluky goal where I don't think it would have mattered who was in net, the puck would have went in. And like I was saying earlier, guys, I really did expect Bishop to do better, so I think what this proves is that the goalie rating actually does matter a lot more this year than previous years. I know in like NHL 15, I think even 16, the goalie rating really didn't matter. Like pretty much everyone used Robin Lehner. He was bigger for some reason. He was just a beast. But I think they like tuned that up this year and made it so the goalie rating actually has a much larger effect on the saves. But still, it's nothing crazy, and I think that's why goalies are so cheap. A lot of people will find a goalie that works for them that might not for other people. For instance, my favorite goalie is the base Matt Murray. Keep in mind, I haven't used any of the legend goalies outside of Van Beesbrook, but by far Murray is the best base goalie for me in the game. And if you look at his stats there compared to the other two, they're a little bit better in both goals against and save percentage, but again, it's just like a slight increase, and I really think, you know, whether it's, as long as it's a gold goalie, whether it's honestly like an 82 or a 90, you're going to get about the same amount of production from both goalies. So I think that's why, like I mentioned earlier, goalies really don't have a lot of value to them this year, or pretty much in any year, honestly. And like I said, Murray's like one of my favorite goalies, and it just shows there. I feel like he plays a lot better for me, and really, it's maybe like 1 extra save a game he's making for me compared to another goalie, which obviously could be huge, but it's 1 save max. Like it could be 1 save across 2 or 3 games. Now the only goalie I think could change my perspective on this, where having them in net is actually a game changer, is the Flashback Martin Brodeur. So if you guys didn't know, you can collect your Flashback collectibles every time you do the weekly Flashback set, and once you acquire 30 of them, you can do the Master set for the Martin Brodeur here. 99 overall, like I said, it requires 30 of them, but you get the 99 Brodeur, and I mean, he's literally 99 everything. So I feel like it's going to be very interesting once he is available. Obviously, it won't be available for, I don't know, another few months or so. But is he actually going to change the tide of the game? Like having a 99 goalie back there, I really do think he should. And the question is, will he? I think a lot of like the high scoring chances, like I mentioned earlier, your shots from the point, wrist shot in the slot, your cross creases, even like your breakaways, are still going to go in, even with that 99 goalie, about the same amount of time. He's the only one, though, where that might not be the case. Like, I think even a 95 goalie, you're still scoring. He's the only one I think could actually make a difference. Now, obviously, in regards to the reason for this video, the original test, the size versus skill, like I said, going into it, I really did think size was more important than skill. I thought being 5'8" would really reduce the stats on Van Beesbroek. Even though he's a 90 overall, he was going to play like a 75 or something, and that really wasn't the case. Like, a lot of times he did get beat high, especially against this one guy I played. He was just able to snipe on me all day. He had a really good shot on him, and he took advantage of Van Beesbroek being in net, just absolutely lit him up. But as the stats show, against the average player, he actually did do slightly better than Bishop, especially considering the fact he had that game where he got lit up. Bishop also had a game like that, so those two games kind of balance each other out, and again, Van Beesbroek still has the better stats. Like I said, surprising results. I really expected Bishop to have the better stats, but I do think what we learned from this is the fact that a 90 overall goalie is almost giving you the same stats as an 84. So in my opinion, if you want a goalie that's going to be a game changer for you, there are really only two options. The 92 overall legend Dominik Hasek, and then the 93 overall legend Martin Brodeur. And as you guys can see from their price, like, you can buy a Hasek right now for less than 50k. You can buy a Brodeur for 94k. They are obviously the two best goalies in the game, and they're going to do better for you than whatever goalie you have right now. The thing is, they're not going to do that much better for you, and I think that's why their price is so low. People just find that it's not worth it to have them. You can save so many more coins, get yourself a Ben Bishop, and like in my case, I would just go and get a Matt Murray. Now let's say he'd make like 95% of the saves the two legends would, and honestly, it's probably higher than that. He's only costing you a 10th the price of Hasek, or like a 20th the price of Brodeur. I think it's pretty obvious what the choice is going to be. So, obviously, the test was size versus skill, and I think we learned skill does have the slight advantage, but we also learned that goalies in this game really don't have that big of an effect. I know a lot of people say you should choose a goalie based on your play style, so let's say you're really good at stopping wrist shots from the slot, but you can't stop that cross crease. You could get Van Beesbroek. He's got good speed, he's got good reaction time, he's going to be able to get over there and stop those passes. But let's say it's the opposite. You can stop the cross crease, but for whatever reason you can't stop that wrist shot. You get yourself Ben Bishop, who's obviously got a decent glove high, but he's 6'7". He's going to do a lot better on stopping those like high shots than Van Beesbroek would. So obviously those are options for you guys to play with. Look at different goalie stats, try them out. If you're getting like an 86 or less rated goalie, it's not going to cost you much. So, you know, definitely trial and error, try out different goalies, and see which one plays best for you. Like I said, it seems like it's pretty much all over the board. But in conclusion, guys, if you have the option between an 86 goalie that's, say, 6'2", and an 84 goalie that's 6'4", I would go with the 86. I'm ending the video right now, guys. I just realized I forgot to say something. If you can get both size and skill, then get both size and skill. It's much better to have an 85 goalie who's, say, 6'6", than an 85 goalie who's 6'2". Like I mentioned before, skill's slightly better than size, I think, but if you can get both, you want to get both. I hope this video was able to help you guys in some way. If it did, please leave that thumbs up, and see you two more, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.